Hey gun people, this is it's pretty long, so I can't play it and then show it again. So there's a couple things that are happening, so I'm just going to talk you through it. Basically, these cops come out here, they got long guns. I don't know what the call is. The fact that they have their long guns out, I'm thinking it's a call of some sort of violence and weapon. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have their long guns, they would just have their pistols. So the fact that they're having long guns out tells me, and again, sometimes I don't want to do a whole bunch of research before I see it, because then I'm going to bring up things that could or maybe be going through officers' minds, could be going through the public's mind, it could be going through people that don't know, and it also just gives me different angles to talk about if and buts and coconuts. You know, officers showing up may not know as much as everyone else. If there was 2 officers doing a search warrant or 3 officers and it went bad and they just yell for cover, you know, officers show up, they don't always know what's in the warrant or what the warrant's for or who they're going after or what the suspect looks like. Only the people doing a warrant will know that. And usually when shit hits the fan, you don't have time to put all that out. So a lot of officers are responding blindly to officers needing help, and all they care about is getting there, dominating, stopping threats, and securing the officers and crime scene. So let's take a look at this. Got his long gun out.
The white pickup truck coming.
Okay, now the white pickup truck coming, sometimes you announce vehicles in the area because if you have the area blocked off and you don't want anybody else coming, sometimes you know there's a suspect vehicle associated maybe with a white pickup. So if you see a white pickup, you would say it. But the way he said a white pickup coming, I'm thinking he's just letting them know there's a vehicle coming. We don't know his or what his thoughts are or where he's going or what his purpose is. So I'm just letting you know, look out, we've got a white pickup truck driving, could be friend or foe, we don't know. And that's kind of the way he said it. If he said, hey, suspect supposedly driving a white pickup truck and we got a white pickup coming, that would have been a little bit more, hey, I know I'm looking, that's a suspect, might be connected with white vehicles. So the way he put it out, I'm thinking it's just a white truck in a road. He doesn't think it's a threat. He doesn't laser down on it. He doesn't point to it. He doesn't treat it as a threat. He just lets them know it's rolling. So to me, that tells me he has no other idea on why this would be a threat vehicle.
Any vehicle, he's claiming that it's white, it's shot.
Okay, the vehicle pulled into a house, so I'm kind of confused on whether or not they know what house they're looking at or why they're there. You know, they may have had a shots fired or woman screaming or man with a knife or gun, and sometimes cops will not go in. They will stage on the street, get cops on a perimeter, and not go in until they have enough officers so they can get a 2 or 3 man armed team to go in and confront the confrontation. I know a lot of people think government's here to help, and you know, because they have a badge and because they're out there writing tickets, collecting revenue, and protecting you, that somehow when you need help, because they're the only ones with a gun, that they're just going to rush in blindly and help you. But that ain't happening. Cops have no duty to protect. They have no duty to risk their life. They have no duty to act. None of these cops have to return fire. They could all get in their vehicle and leave, and you could not do a damn thing about it. You think, oh, it's Sue. They're required to protect. No, they're not. And you need to start learning that only you can protect yourself, and that's your responsibility. And when you give it to other people, they can abandon that responsibility at any time or choose not to do it. So this guy's in here, the car pulls in. Again, no immediate reaction. He's not putting his gun up. It's not like, holy shit, that's our suspect. Hey, he's going to our target house. I'm still not getting a whole lot of indication that this is a rapidly evolving hostile, violent situation. I'm just not getting that from the officer's camera view here.
Did he tell you by what means? So all he told you is...
Okay, we call that a clue. Everybody get that clue? I know the liberals are out there saying, what happened? Did somebody leave a gun in the car and it went off? No, you freaking dummy. Somebody pulled a trigger and is shooting. So it goes from 0 to 60. This guy was probably not in the zone, the color zones that I talk about that he should have been. He should have been in red. If you're at a street and you're loading a long gun and you're standing there, you should not be in yellow or orange. I mean, you've got to be ready to react pretty damn quick. Now, have I ever done this? Yes. You get to these things, they get routine. You're like, oh shit, yeah, another gun. Somebody screams, somebody holler a gun just so they can get the cops here. It's going to be nothing. Let me stand here at my position, and the minute they'll go code 4, and I'll move on to the next thing. So I've done it. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I've never done it. I'm just telling you that complacency kills, and complacency gets officers behind the power curve. This guy is behind the power curve because he got a little lax in routine. So let's go back and see how quick that happens.
All he told you is,
How many rounds this guy fired? What's his backstop? Who's he shooting at? Is there officers on the other side? Now those are all questions that I don't have, and those are all things that he's probably not thinking of, but those are all things that everybody tells you in training that you need to do. And it's tough. And you have to be, look man, when the shit hits the fan, somebody's shooting at you, you're going to shoot back. And all that other shit that they tell you, oh no officers are responsible to know their background. This dude just fired 30 freaking rounds, and I guarantee you all 30 rounds did not go into his target. I guarantee you. I mean, I told one crazy cop story where a guy got in a shooting and he emptied his gun. The suspect was never hit, and we used to give him shit because he killed a freaking water heater in some guy's house. He killed another guy's car. He killed a roof. He killed like 5, 6 different things with every bullet, but he never hit the bad guy, and we gave him shit because it was a pugger factor. Dude pulled a gun on him, and he freaking just started running and shooting. And this guy just emptied 30 freaking rounds extremely fast. It doesn't sound like it's automatic, but watching the shells hit the ground, it sure as hell looks like it's automatic. He forgot to say, "Please, kind citizen, don't shoot at me. I'm the police. I'm here to help." He didn't give any verbals. Well, he gave one verbal, "Oh shit." And that's the one verbal that usually precedes shit hitting the fan. So, I don't know if the guy just shot him or he just misfired. But we got the verbal command, "Oh shit" again. He was looking at his mag. He didn't get behind cover when he did that. Again, he emptied his gun at somebody shooting at him, and his thought wasn't, as soon as I'm out, to go behind cover. You don't reload in the open. I mean, and you need to train that way. Now, was he in the oh shit moment and panic? Yeah. Am I saying this guy's a piece of shit and no good? No. I'm just telling you, training matters. And when you practice on a range, dropping your magazine quick, standing up straight, not moving, staying in your lane, following range procedure, and you practice reloading that way, when shit hits the fan, you're gonna do that way. And had this guy trained, every time I reload, when I'm out of ammo, my first training is to get behind cover and duck and cover and then reload. Had he trained that way every time he reloaded, he would have done that, but he didn't. He trained on the range like most cops do, standing up in a safe, secure environment, not wanting anybody to move, don't be getting down, don't be getting behind cover. It makes the range unsafe. Safety, safety, safety Sally's out there teaching bad tactical habits. Training for dangerous situations is dangerous. You cannot train safely, and I used to go round and round about the Air Force with this, on rappelling and different things where we do live shoot houses and things. It was such a hassle to get people to understand. You cannot train 100% safely and avoid all danger and then claim that you're training for a dangerous, rapidly evolving, uncontrolled situation. You just can't do it. You're going to train wrong, and this is what's going to happen. A guy stands up here. I got a picture on my website, 4 CHP officers dead on the side of the road with brass in their hands and in their pockets because they only trained at the range not to let their brass hit the ground. So when they reloaded, they had revolvers. They had to dump the revolvers in their hand and put their brass in their pocket. So when a guy started shooting at them on the highway, they all reverted back to their training, and they were all dead with brass in their pocket and brass in their hands because they were doing what they did in training. Training matters. He's standing in the open, checking his gun, looking. So I want you to notice there's one officer here over here. You're going to see him very briefly to the left of your screen. He's pretty much making love to that tire. That's his new best friend. And cops are taught tires are good things. If rounds ricochet, the tire will slow it down. The rim's good and heavy, it'll slow it down. It's not 100% cover for all rounds, but it's pretty good cover. And if you're going to get behind a vehicle, you get behind the engine block and hopefully the wheel. So this guy is pretty much down. I'm not sure if or when he returned fire or why he isn't returning fire. If he's my partner, I'd be hitting him in the back of the head with a bundle rifle. Yo, motherfucker, shoot back. Shit, I'm out of ammo. But I don't see this guy doing anything. Now, maybe he's shot and he's out of rounds, but all I see is him hovered by this damn tire. He is way down. I don't know if that's a rifle butt there or his pistol, but he is not moving from this wheel. In my bag. You can hear this guy's nervous fear in his voice. And again, I'm not saying this is bad. Everybody be like, oh, this guy never is. Look, I'm just telling you. This is a when you start facing life or death and you start shaking and you get tremors and adrenaline rush, and I've been there many times, shit changes. I mean, it's hard to focus. It's hard to communicate. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to do. That's why training matters. You want to go into reactionary mode on how you've trained. I don't understand why these guys are yelling. Nobody's got a radio. I don't hear any radio traffic. I don't hear anybody putting out a suspect description. I heard the 888 and 999, which I'm sure means officer needs assist, shots fired, something like that. But I don't hear anybody else communicate with other officers. Maybe there's two different agencies and they're on different radios. Why this guy with a gun doesn't abandon his long gun and go to his pistol? Again, training. You need to train when your one gun goes dry, you go to the gun that's loaded. Even if it's not as effective. You don't want to... This guy is... That white truck is pretty far away and a pistol may not be that effective if it hits him. But again, your enemy has a hard time returning fire or advancing on you if you make him advance or return fire while he's getting bullets thrown at him. So, although he pulled his pistol and fired, his rounds may not be accurate and they may not be taking the guy out. It's still probably shattering glass, letting the guy know that bullets are flying, maybe making the guy keep his head down instead of getting position, aiming a shot, getting a better lay, just standing up in the open and barreling down on you. None of these guys are returning fire with their pistols. They both got long guns in their hand, and when they're out of ammo, they stop shooting. Rick, you're just being too hard. Shut up, people. I'm telling you. These are how you learn. These are great training tools. Take it for what it is. Quit being a pink panty. You can't ever talk about anybody or you're a racist, sexist, homophobe, cop hater, whatever. One guy still hasn't moved. Neither one's got their pistol out. Neither one's returning fire. They're holding empty guns. Not good.
We gotta get out of here. Hey, can you see us? Can we get out of here? We need to get out of here.
This guy may have not passed a PT test, but he sure can move now, can't he? Funny how that works out. And I don't know what the guy looks like. He could be the best shape guy. I'm just saying. A lot of cops I see nowadays don't look very fit. Okay, so he's breathing hard. He's searching. He's kind of panicking. He's looking for ammo. He's in a... And I'm assuming this isn't his car because he doesn't know where the ammo's at. And he asks the other guy, do you have a magazine? And the guy goes, in my bag. So I'm thinking he's looking for a bag and he's looking for ammo. Again, this is one time that I like cops carrying the same round. I didn't like, in my agency, everybody carried 40s at first. And then the women started crying about it was too heavy and it hurt their hands and they couldn't shoot as good and a 9 was easier. And so the women got to carry 9s. So then we had 2 different ammos and 2 different. So some people wanted 40, some people wanted 9. So now you lost the ability that everybody in your agency has the same gun, same magazine, same ammo. Anybody can use anybody else's shit. Okay, if I go down in a fight and you're with me, take my shit and stay in the fight. Okay, I mean, that's just the way it is. But if you're using all kind of different things and you're not using the same stuff, you can't transfer. These guys were able to transfer because they were using the same guns. So he goes back to his car and he's looking for his partner's magazine to load in his gun. I don't think he chambered one. He stuck a mag in, but I don't think he chambered around. Breathing hard. A lot of that's from the running. A lot of that's from adrenaline, fight or flight. His mind's going a mile a minute. He's hot. He's sweating. Okay, so the camera jumps here and changes, and now they're going around a corner. And this is probably somehow, again, I'm not sure of the things, whether this is, but just from a cop perspective on kind of what's going on, they've probably got the area secure, and now they've got a 3 or 4 man team that they're going to walk in with long guns and a shield and try to get closer to the threat. Now the guy could already be shot and bled out. I mean, that dude pumped 30 rounds. 1 or 2 of them could have hit him, could have ricocheted into him. I'm sure other officers were shooting at him. I don't know if the guy's down or not, but these guys move in now.
Watch crossfire, Sarge. See my vehicle?
Okay, so the Sarge is walking a little more nonchalant, more routine, more, I don't want to say in control, but he's not as emotionally involved because he probably didn't take rounds and have his mirror blow up in front of him and almost get his ass shot. So you can tell by the way he's walking and kind of talking on the radio, he's just not as amped up as this guy. Okay, so he yelled, "Stay in the house." Oh, okay. He came around that corner so quickly that when he saw a body, he immediately ordered him in the house, and he didn't recognize that it was another police officer. And then when he recognized it, he caught it and went, "Oh." So, again, this is, should he have cleared that corner better? I think he should have. I think he kind of walked around without clearing it as good as he should have. But if I'd have saw somebody, my gun would have been pointed on him around a corner like that after a shooting.
How far away is it? This is 886, so it's going to be one of these right over here. Maybe the one with the garage. One of those two. One of those two. That's a yellow 2-story with a silver SUV in the driveway. Is that the house? Open garage door? Fuck me. All right, let's go.
Okay, so this guy is standing here with a shield, and they're pointing to a house across the street, but he's got the shield facing forward. So again, there's a lot of cut, and they change kind of angles here, and so it's hard to tell exactly what's going on and who's who, and are these the same officers who got shot at, or are these different officers? It's hard to tell with all the cuts. But this guy, you notice his shield says handgun only. I'm hoping that they're not going after a dude with a rifle. I mean, that dude was shooting far away, so if he was hitting their mirror with a pistol, he's a really good shot, or he probably had a rifle. But you know what? If a handgun barrier is all you got, then that's what you use. Okay, so he's holding a long gun and the shield. Not ideal. Normally a guy holding a shield isn't holding a long gun. Maybe they're teaching different now. Normally the guy holding a shield has got a pistol so he can move behind it. He can put it around it. He can stay more concealed. Carrying a long gun and a shield, I don't see it much, but maybe that's being taught now.
Moved up to you, bud.
So this guy's to the side of him, not really utilizing the shield. He's kind of behind him. He's got his gun. He's worried about lasering this guy and getting right behind him. You've got at least 2 guys, I'm thinking 3 guys, with long guns. So I think this guy right here is the one that they yelled at earlier to get back in the house. So this guy, again, is behind the wheel, using the wheel for cover. The shield is behind him. I still think they're kind of confused on what house and exactly.
Hold on. You got that 28 right there on the Dodge, the Chevy?
A 1028 is run the license plate. 27 is run a driver's license. So if they run the plate, they can find out who the car is registered to, then maybe get an idea of, have that guy run his name, and then find out the guy's on parole and he's facing prison, or he's a gang, or whatever.
That's that one. It's the big yellow one. There's a bunch.
shield. Are you guys willing to go with me? We'll go Toyota, Chevy to the house.
Okay, guy says I got the shield if you guys are willing to go with me. So I'm thinking this is a different agencies working together. If these were all in the same agency, the sergeant would say, you two get behind me, you come with me, here's where we're going. Because of the way he phrased it, if you guys are willing to go with me, I'm thinking they're not on the same agency as him. Could be wrong, but it was good that he pointed out, hey, these are our targets on where we're going from cover to cover. We're going to go from this car to that car to that car. Everybody knows where we're going. If we start taking fire or get separated, we're going to know where everybody's at because we're going from this car to that car to that car. So that was good communication there.
Or do you want to wait? Go check on the kids. All right. I got the shield. You guys follow me.
Said, do you want to wait or you want to go? I heard all right, so I'm assuming they said let's go, and he said, all right, I got the shield.
Toyota first, Chevy. Yep.
Toyota first, then the Chevy. We've got our points. Those are sometimes called in tactics, and you're in the field, moving rally points or rally points en route. If you get separated, you know where to go back to. You know where to go to. I mean, in this area where it's small, you don't need to do that. But if you're moving on a patrol in a combat situation, you want to have a place that if you get separated or take fire, the last place that you pointed to is a rally point en route is where you go back to. So you got to remember those.
They got him scoped. Let them know we're going to move up to the Chevy in front of the house.
Sam 14, we're going to use vehicles. We're far enough away from the truck. Keep an eye on him. If he moves, let us know. We're going to move vehicles up to go on to the south side of the road to check on the house. We're moving now.
Very difficult for three people to stay behind one shield. Basically, the guy in front of you is your cover. If you stay in a line right behind him, or a file right behind him, his file formation is in a straight line behind each other, then if he gets taken out, you two or the one behind him can return fire, or you scatter out. Okay, they're all staying grouped up here, good and bad. They're trying to use this cover of the shield, but by staying like this, they've made a much bigger target. If this guy shoots at this guy and misses, he could hit this guy. If they were behind each other and he shot at this guy and missed, he would miss all of them. But when you're behind each other in a file, the only person who can really engage and return fire is the guy in front. These are all tactical considerations that you have to just kind of weigh out as you're moving and what you're doing.
Come on, got one coming up on us. Why don't we, got four. I'll get eyes on. That's 6-9 there.
714, moving forward, we're at the right address.
Okay, so they just confirmed the right address that they're at. So it sounds to me like they may have been responding to not knowing the address, or they didn't know the neighborhood. And, you know, nobody's been able to drive down the street because there supposedly was an armed suspect, so nobody was able to actually confirm the address on which house it was.
Okay. Who's got?
I got rifle. I'm on rifle.
Want to go to the edge of the house and go along into the garage?
I'll stay up here on the truck and watch the other truck over here. I got open if he comes out of...
Okay, so now they're discussing how they're going to move from here, what points they're going to cover. That's good. This is kind of like a... This is what would normally happen at a search warrant. Before you did a search warrant, you would go over these things on where people are stationed, who's got area responsibilities, etc. When it's on a fly like this, basically they're determining areas of responsibility, who's going to cover what to make sure that we're all covered, we're not overlapping, we're not shooting each other, etc. Unfortunately, there may be a team approaching from the other way doing the same thing, and they don't know what these guys are planning. So, you know, you got to deal with shit as it happens. Pretty good video. Some things to think about. We'll end that there.